All right, lesson 14.1 is all about series and summation. First thing we need to know, our first vocab term, is if we look at the following list of numbers, these are called sequences because they go in a certain order. All right, so for our first one, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on. When it's asking for a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 13, it's saying, what is term 1? So here we know term 1 is 1. Term 2 would be 3. Now, how do we find the 13th term? Well, let's do a sub n first. So a sub n, we know this is a linear equation. So we're going up by 2. So it'd be a sub n equals 2n. But how do I get, like my first term, for example? If I put in 1, I'd have a sub 1 equals 2 times 1, which is 2. But since I want my answer to be 1, what would I have to do? I'd have to subtract 1. So we know that a sub n is going to equal 2n minus 1. And we can use that to find a sub 13. We can say the 13th term is equal to 2 times 13 take away 1, which is 26 take away 1, which would give us 25. Okay. Now, does this converge or diverge? In this situation, it diverges because it doesn't go towards one number. It doesn't. The farther we go on, it's not obvious that, oh, this is going to stop at 100. We see this one growing forever, so it diverges. All right. We need to remember that converge means to approach a certain number. Okay, and in this situation, it doesn't approach a certain number other than infinity. All right, let's look at our next pattern. What is our first term? Our first term is 0. Our second term is going to be 1/2. Our 54th term, I am not about to write out 54 terms. So I'm going to work on the a sub n for this one. So let's see. Let's think about what we see in our pattern. Well, if I do make 0 over 1, how does that help me? I see that for my first term, I could say is equal to n minus 1. That'd give me the 0 on the top over n. Let's see if that works. For a sub 1, I'd have 1 minus 1 over 1. Gives me 0 over 1, so I get my 0. Let's see if it works for the next one. A sub 2 would be 2 minus 1 over 2. Does that give me 1/2? It does. Let's try one more. A sub 3 would have to be 3 minus 1 over 3, which does give me 2/3. So I know this is my equation. So I can say it equals n minus 1 over n. So for my 54th term, I could say a sub 54 equals 54 minus 1 over 54. So I can say that this equals 53 out of 54. Now, does it converge or diverge? In this situation, we can see we're getting closer and closer to 1, but we never actually get there. So it converges towards 1. All right, and now let's look at our last sequence. In this sequence, we have 2, -4, 8, and -16. So we can say our first term is 2. Okay, our second term we can say is -4. This equation is actually wrong. Okay, it should be a sub n equals -2 to the n power. I screwed this one up.